Assalamualaikum, good day. We are from Group G. Today we will present to you our studies on Spritzer Berhad annual report. In our group, we have Syakirah binti ABDUL, ADLINA binti AHIR, ADLINA binti ADNAN, and FIRMANSYAH FAHRI NURIM RIZAL.
So first, let us introduce you a bit about Spritzer Berhad. Spritzer Berhad is known for its use of recyclable, renewable resources, has a plant-based cap, and a lower carbon footprint in its production. It is an investment holding company that produces natural mineral water, carbonated flavored water, distilled water, and drinking water. By being the master in producing the best-selling natural mineral water in Malaysia, they also manufacture and sell PET bottles and a plastic household item. Now, let's move on to their financial achievement. As what you can see, last year, Spritzer Berhad has accumulated at least 308 million of revenue, 34 million of profit before taxation, and 35 million of profit after taxation. Even though they experienced a slight decline due to the pandemic last year, they still acquired a big amount for them. For your information, Spritzer Berhad's share price has showed a big decline through 2020 with only RM1.97. After taking some considerations on their cash flow and the ongoing pandemic, the directors of Spritzer has proposed a same final dividend as 2019, which is 4.5 cents per ordinary share for the year ended December 2020. Now, let's talk about the business of it. Spritzer Berhad has been a leader in Malaysian bottled water industry and was the first and only bottled water company listed on Bursa Malaysia. With an annual turnover of more than 300 million, they have become the largest and integrated bottled water producer in Malaysia. They now obtain 2 locations for their natural water resources, which is at Taiping Perak and Yong Peng Johor. For your information, Spritzer Berhad has also comprised at least 10% of their income from the sale in China, United Kingdom, and Netherlands.
Hi, my name is Adlina binti AHIR. My metric number is 281070. I'm going to talk about the company's financial outlook. The key element of corporate accounting is the data seen on an organization's financial statement. Management, investor, and lenders examine this data in order to analyze the company's financial status. Important financial ratios are calculated using figures from the balance sheet, income statement, and cash outflow statement to provide information to the company's financial performance and any concern that need to be handled. We determine those matters that were of most significance in the audit of the financial statement of the group and of the company for the current year, and therefore the key audit matters. Based on this case study, we can see that Spritzer Berhad has managed to provide the latest audit report of its financial statement, which include the group's and the company's statement of financial position as of December 31st, 2020, as well as the group's and the company's statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flow. The first policy involved basis of accounting of the company. They have uses the concept of historical cost basis while preparing the financial statement, which measure at fair value at the end of each reporting period. Besides, a reasonable expectation that the group and the company have adequate resources to continue in operational existence. Thus, they have continued to adapt the going concern basis of accounting in preparing the financial statement. Next, accounting policy revolve company's revenue recognition. The company recognizes its revenue based on a few sources which include sales of goods, income from mini-golf operation, divided income, which comprises rental income and interest revenue. Next, inventories are stated at the lower of cost and net realizable value. The company practices first in, first out method. Cost of finished good and work in process comprise the cost of direct and packing material, direct labor, and a proportion of production overhead. All government grants are recognized as income in the statement of profit or loss on a systematic basis over a period in which the group recognizes as expenses the related costs for which the grants are intended to compensate.
Next, we will proceed with the ratio of the company and its interpretation.
Based on the calculation above, Spritzer Company has more than 1 for asset test ratio in both year 2019 and 2020, which is enough liquid asset to pay for their current liability. Thus, Spritzer Company does not highly depend on inventory. If the ratio is less than 1, then the company is financing more asset with equity than with the debt. The higher the debt to equity ratio, the greater the company's financial risk. In conclusion, Spritzer Company has less than 1 for their debt to equity ratio in both year 2019 and 2020. This indicates that the company has lower financial risk.
Next, from the annual report of Spritzer Berhad, we also observe that this company is able to be determined the sales to asset ratio. Ratio of sale to asset measure how effectively a company uses its asset. As we can see here, ratio of sales to asset in 2019 is 0.74, meanwhile in 2020 is 0.61. This indicates that the company's investment into capital asset are not generating a strong return. Next financial ratio is gross profit percentage. Gross profit percentage measures the amount of gross profit made out of every single ringgit of sales for a particular year. For Spritzer Berhad, the gross profit percentage in year 2019 is 69% and increased to 91.07% in the year of 2020. This automatically approves Spritzer's efficiency in dealing with purchases and its related costs. Other than that, the debt ratio indicates the proportion of asset financed with debt. This ratio is calculated by dividing total liabilities by total asset. Debt ratio of Spritzer in 2019 is 0.17 and decreased to 0.14 in the year of 2020, meaning that a lower debt ratio usually implies a more stable business with the potential of longevity because a company with lower ratio also have lower overall debt. This signifies that the degree of Spritzer Berhad leverage is low and automatically indicate that this company manage its risk wisely. Next, we also observe the ratio of fixed asset to long-term liabilities, where it provides a measure of whether note holders or bond holders will be paid. The greater the ratio's value, the greater the ability to cover the long-term liabilities and also the debt capacity of the company. From the calculation, it shows that the ability of Spritzer Berhad to cover the long-term liabilities are increased from year 2019, which is the ratio of 12.98 to 18.01 in year of 2020. Inventory turnover is also one of the financial ratio that we determine from Spritzer annual report. A company's ability to manage its inventory effectively is evaluated using inventory turnover. According to the calculation, Spritzer Berhad inventory turnover in 2019 is 4.46, meanwhile in 2020, the ratio has decreased to 6.34. This indicates efficient management of inventory because more frequently the stock are sold, the lesser amount of money is required to finance the inventory.
In here, I'm going to talking about the current ratio. For the first, the current ratio of Spritzer Berhad in 2019 is increased, which is from 3.15 until 3.49. A higher current ratio is more favorable. It shows that the company can easily pay for their current liabilities. And the second, cash ratio. The cash ratio of the Spritzer Berhad increased from 0.28 until 0.42. The liquidity ratio that measures a company's ability to pay off its current liabilities with only cash and cash equivalents. thus a higher cash ratio is more favorable. And the third is equity ratio. The equity ratio of Spitzer Berhad also increased, which is from 0.83 to 0.86. Higher equity ratio should have less financing and debt service costs than companies with lower ratios because it shows many investors are willing to finance the company.
That's all from us. Thank you for your time and attention. Till we meet again.